Let's do a podcast in which people send us questions. At least we thought it through a bit more than like... It's like the premiere in adverts with Lenny Henry.
From a band of hired goons.
Hired goons, whack, whack, whack to what they say, if you value your knees. Right, we've got to that point of the show where we like to remind you of our phone number, so get your pens at the ready, because that's, of course, where it is on the scale. And I guess, Dan, from London, you know this, which is why you've asked this question very provocatively. It's very difficult to say, isn't it?
I suppose the thing is, in your partner's mind, it may seem...
You're like, hold on, you sure you want to do this?
Oh, I better not go on the grass, there's a sign. I'm sure that band would work. But anyway, Daniel, I think you should be grateful to the pain, because the pain is nature's way of telling you that your teeth are being forced into a position that others consider superior, and maybe medically superior, because something...
Yes, I mean, I think, broadly speaking, I understand why films tend to be between 90 minutes and 3 hours long. I think that's a good length.
I don't think 3 hours long is a good length.
You say that, but actually in the old days, when you got a 3 hour film, including when Titanic came out in a lot of places, they actually used to put an interval in it.
Yes.
It's only in the last 15 years to school with a mutual best friend. We went out briefly when we were 16. When we got together again when we were 22, not knowing if we were going to be, as John and Jane are, fuck buddies, or whether we were going to have a long-term relationship, we were concerned about how we told our mutual friend, because we knew that he would be saying, oh god, it didn't work last time, and oh god, are you sure you want to do this? And it's like we were perfectly fine, but we knew that his reaction would be difficult.
What are you doing?
So I think Chris is actually sort of living the very issues that we were concerned that our mutual friend might feel.
Okay.
He's confused by it somehow, because his two friends, he thought it was over, he got his head around that. Now they're back together, but they're not. Maybe he is worried on some level about Jane's feelings, for example, in the long term. And, you know, maybe he's actually being nice by being concerned, even though, as you say, his concern is misplaced.
Well, yeah, I just don't really understand why this is a problem for him, why his friend's private life is a problem. He said these people went out for several years. There's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
It's not a particular shock that if they're on the same continent, they might have rekindled some of their relationships. It sounds like they didn't break up through mutual antipathy.
Yeah. I guess he probably thinks, oh god, well they're back on the same continent, why don't they just get back together or not? The truth is, relationships can be more messy than that, can't they, Chris, in reality?
I mean, when Chris says he's referring to her as his girlfriend, even though she isn't, how does Chris know that she isn't?
Yeah, how do you quantify that?
Does he mean, even though she wasn't, he needs to reconcile himself to the fact that things change?
Yeah, maybe she goes in and out of girlfriend status as the UK economy does a Moody's rating. You know, it's not for keeps. You know, you can assume that your girlfriend, next week you're not a girlfriend. So that you want to send.
I mean, things like teddy bears that people always send.
Basically no.
They could be bombs. That's why they send them off to the children's hospital.
Well, they give them to charities and stuff. Queen does here. But what's brilliant is if you do want to send a package to the White House, it does also specify on the side that you do use the full address. It's like, really? What kind of lazy postman is like, what now spend, apparently, between 30 and 40% of their annual budget. That's the budget that covers their staffing costs, their distribution, their factories, everything, on marketing.
Wow!
4 day joie de vivre type.
If my neighbours were in the habit of going through my recycling and interpreting my character from it, I would not care what they thought.
Well,
I think Sarah needs to really readjust her self-esteem if it's so dependent on what people think of her for things that are in her recycling. She's got a long history of it.
What are you doing?
The thing is, I don't go through people's recycling, I don't do that. But I do judge people on the items that they buy. You know,
And then he still gave you a signed photo.
He did, yeah, because he's not.
He's like, I'm so upset, I'm only
Lady.
giving you like 2 lines
Seriously?
of writing on the signed photo.
So what did he say? That's the whole process of the creation of Rat Martin. I think that's why we end up with rabbit in a hat with bat.
Yes,
right. Bats don't normally accompany rabbits.
But there's a sporting link, isn't there?
Well, because
you
use
use
bats
baseball
as
Yeah, assuming we are talking about sports bats, but include, for a few gift rounds, a few Christmases and birthdays, some ever smaller token of homemadeness. So,
what are we doing?
Maybe now you make a craft.
What are you doing?
Respect your Pistol Shrimps podcast and don't stand in front of them. Local podcast. Hey, big shout out to Greg fucking Dante or whatever it is.
News, Blockbuster. Enjoy these and Showgirls. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. No judgment here. Judgment-free zone.
I'm glad God punished Blockbuster for their hubris.
They just got too big. Got another question here. What is the best way to tell someone they're driving the wrong way on a one-way street?
Oh man,
This has happened to me 3 times in the last 2 months. I tried. What if it's him?
how do I tell everybody that they're driving the wrong way on this?
Why is everybody driving
street I
the
found? Spread a fine layer of queso cheese in between the two of them and threw it in the microwave for a minute and a half, and then ate it with a salsa on top.
It was freedom nachos. It was freedom nachos. I mean, it was special.
Oh, a tire.
Do you guys want a Yahoo?
Yeah, please.
Wait, no. And so I just fair used him right there and left.
What's more powerful, fair use or squatters' rights?
Squatters' rights is just fair use of the house. So.
Oh, okay. I saw that my neighbors were using their popcorn making machine and stand to sell popcorn, and the fair was in town, and I thought I could make a quick buck, so I just borrowed it, took it there, and they were pretty mad, but when I told them what I used it for, they thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fair use.
I fair used some black tar heroin yesterday, and then.
But I feel like if you're gonna go through that much fucking trouble to watch somebody open a present, then like your dad better be home from the war early. You know what I mean? Like it better be a giant box that you open. And I was like a little kid, and then that began the death countdown clock in my head.
Oh, Mitch. I have a feeling you're going to get to go
Better
on the ocean
stop.
for a very long time.
Nope.
This whole town is stupid, Dad.
Thanks for doing 12.
Pidge.
The most insane party I've ever goddamn been to. What an apartment. I could not agree more. Holy smokes. I'm on drugs. Party drugs.
Free cigarettes, free.
Little time projects.
What are you doing? Oh. Jesus. Sure. Poor planning on your part.
Frog. So she's not a witch.
Yep. Like a regular apple.
Dan didn't recommend Mo Money either, because I've recommended that like 17 times. I was looking at Dan because he looked at me like...
Back up. Back up.
Check out my exciting speech as Minister for Bins. I bet you want to be there later with your cameras when I actually do the thing. They're going to be...
No left turn. Thank you.
That's right, guys.
Why did you
Sometimes
go?
fists can be good. Don't believe me? Have you ever played a game of one potato, two...
Han Solo is keeping him away from his family year after year, and he only gets to go home once a year.
What the hell are you
That's what I
doing?
was thinking. I was like, is Life Day, is that the one time? Is it the one?
Back to the show.
No. Feel like
Red.
that part in Wayne's World when it's the start, you know?
This together. So
I mean, he's certainly going to play, if they made a movie adaptation of the video game GoldenEye,
Damn.
he could easily play the Oddjob character.
Action. Nobody marginalizes us. Our genitals match our gender identity. Nobody harasses or discriminates against us, and nobody is trying to
Look red
control
to
our
me.
bodies. We're
Oh, Jesus. Well, I knew that was going to happen.
Food science can be down with pasta and grains and beans, but specifically
Damn it.
pasta.